Anyways, hey gang, we're gonna be talking a little bit today about these shoes that I got here in the fall, made by a company called Xero shoes. Now, so far, I've had them since the fall, and I'm pretty happy with them. You have to understand a concept of primitive man, so to speak, because so you have to understand how we're designed to walk. You know, somewhere along the line in our evolution, our recent evolution, we've gotten to this thing that we have to be in shoes. And we don't understand the benefits of walking barefoot, for one, and absorbing energy and microorganisms on our feet when we're barefoot in the woods, which is all supposed to be good for us. And walking barefoot is really what our feet are designed to do, is walk barefoot. Our ankles are really supposed to work as a shock absorber, and we're not supposed to land on our heels and be what I call heel walkers, where you're stomping that heel into the ground. Getting a shoe that allows you the ability to walk safely in today's environment with glass and metal shards and toxic chemicals and all that other stuff that's in the ground. I am what you would consider to be a minimalist when it comes to what I put on my feet. I like to feel like I'm walking barefooted. I like to feel the earth underneath my feet without being encumbered by a huge, thick sole. And you know, sometimes when you're stalking and you're hunting and you want to be able to move in a stealthy manner, you need to be able to feel the ground. And finding a pair of shoes that does that's a difficult thing. There's a few different brands that are out there that I've tried, and some of them are great. And this happens to be one of them that's pretty good. I definitely like Vibram five-finger shoes. A lot of people are turned off by them, but they're basically a shoe that is like a sock where you have little toes that your feet, your little toes go into, and it looks like a barefoot, but it's covering your foot for protection. These are what are called Xero shoes. These do not have the toes in them, the fingers, so to speak. These have a wider toe box, allowing your foot to move inside the shoe, and allows your toes to separate, so that when you're walking, your toes can move and it's not all pinched up and squoze up inside the shoe. And soles are very thin, and I like them. The problem is the first pair of shoes that I bought from Xero Shoes was strictly for summertime. So I had to get something that was a little bit more winter based. So I got these Xero shoes here. They are designed for hiking, and we'll talk more about this when it relates to hunting, how these boots have pluses and minuses.
On the outside,
all right, nomads. As to not get too offended or offend the old gray bear by sticking my feet on his dashboard.
That'd be kind of crazy.
So we're looking at some Xero shoes. The old Cruel Dog's he's been eyeballing these shoes for some time. still sitting here at 20 after 1. Feet started getting cold. I don't know, from maybe 12:30, quarter to 1. So they're a good boot for moving. As long as I was moving, they were doing really good. Then I could sit, if I sat for a while and then moved, the boots did really good. It kept my feet dry and kept them warm. But for long-term sitting, it's gonna have to be something else. Yeah, huh? Anyways, so talking about these Xero shoes, get over here. I'm gonna be yelling at the dog because I'm taking her for a walk. Now here's the thing, they're a excellent hunting shoe as long as you're moving. Even in the cold, as long as you're moving, they keep your feet warm, they keep your feet dry, they got a good tread on them. They give you an excellent feel of what you're walking on, of the ground. And as far as a hunter's concerned, that's a big thing. But anyways, so yeah, as a hunter, you want to feel the ground. You want to feel the twigs under your feet. Get over here! And you want to feel, if something's going to snap, crackle, or pop when you're walking on it when you're trying to stalk. So these shoes are perfectly designed. They got a nice thin sole. You can feel the ground under your feet. They got a good tread on them. And they keep your feet dry. So Xero shoes. They're a good shoe for a hunter. Even though they don't necessarily advertise for hunters. Doesn't mean we can't use them anyways. So I like them. I think they're a good product. Now, when it comes to sitting still, well, that's a whole nother thing. Because when you're sitting still, that's when things get a little bit sketchy. I sat in, I think it was low 20s, and I sat for about an hour and a half. Then my feet started getting cold. I only think they got maybe 200 grams of thin grams, whatever they call it. But, so they get a little bit chilly. But for the most part, Xero shoes. It's a Nomad Outdoors thumbs up recommendation. They're a good shoe. Gonna have to come up with something different for sitting though. Some booties or something to put on my feet. I got a pair of those. But then it's one more thing you got to carry into the woods. And that gets a little aggravating at times. You're carrying all this crap into the woods, carry it here, carry it there, carry it everywhere. I mentioned earlier, I'm kind of a minimalist. And I don't like to take a lot of stuff into the woods. I like to take the bare necessities so that I can move like a ninja. And that's how we're supposed to get deer. Carrying camera equipment isn't the greatest thing in the world, but that is what it is. All right, walking in the snow, a little bit of extra effort. Going to check. Gotta have them tree stands. I'm out of the woods by March 1st, or the man's gonna come and get us. So I'm gonna go check, see if they're still there, see if they didn't get stolen. Put these Xero shoes to the test. All right, off I go, off trail here. It's gonna get steep. All right, bye.